What's going on, Tamer? So today we've got a game between myself and a buddy of mine on Discord who goes by the tag N-Guy. I'm going to be running D-Brigade with the new EX3 enhancements, and he's going to be running Jesmon X. I had the good fortune of going first here, so I'm just going to hatch up Missymon and immediately go into the old big fat Commandramon, you know, the one with the yopper. Right off the bat, I think about how I want to start the game, and well, I'm running Commandramon, so my only really option here is to just go aggressive. So first I'm going to play Commandramon here. This guy is fantastic. He's a party starter, but we'll talk about him a little bit later. Meanwhile, in guy's side of the board, he's got to start building to that Jesmon very quickly. Gonna hatch up the Goodymon, and unfortunately no level 3 here, so he's gonna have to drop the From Master to Disciple. All things considered, this is actually a really good start. Lets him search out the top 3, gets a couple Sistermon in trash if he can as well. Again, unfortunately no level 3s here, so he's gonna have to pick up the level 4 and then trash the other 2. Now N-Guy has to figure out how to spin this last memory without giving me too much. So I assume that his hand again is pretty heavy considering he hasn't played level 3 yet. But he does have the level 3 Sistermon Blanc. He probably wanted to save this for a little bit later. Maybe for when he had a Huckmon on the board, but this does let him draw a card. Meanwhile, on my side of the board, it is all systems go. We are going to start throwing wave after wave of Commandramon at his security. And we're going to first start off with the 1000 cost one. Again, that party starter I talked about. And he's going to hit, hopefully, something big. Chimeramon, a good hit here, just because it allows my own deletion effect to go off. Again, this is the party starter. Look at the top 3 cards, and yes, just the last card got that Commandramon, so I get to play him for free. Also keeping the mental note that N-Guy does have the Sistermon Blanc on the side of the board. Unfortunately for him, he can't block with it just yet. He needs to get a Royal Knight Digimon or a Digimon with Huckmon in his name for it to gain the blocker ability, which means right now I can just safely swing on security again if I wanted to. You can't see it, but in hand I have the ability to Digivolve one of these Commandramon, but I'm really thinking about how I want to end this turn, and I think that doing that is not the best move. So first I'm going to just attack with this guy first. He's going to check this 5000 Sistermon sale, which means he's going to die, and that means that I can spend the last bit of memory that I have just playing this Pride Memory Boost. I really love ending my turns with cards like Pride Memory Boost because it allows me to keep the pressure up on the board. And then it feels like I'm not really giving my opponent all this memory, it feels like I'm loaning it to them because on a later turn I can spin that thing again to get 2 memory back. Speaking of pressure, the pressure is really on N-Guy now. He finds the Huckmon in the top card there, and he finds another Huckmon, immediately plays it out and ends his turn. He gives me only 1 memory to work with, but I do have that Pride Memory Boost that I saved last turn. The Huckmon might seem a little inconsequential here, but keep in mind that it does allow his Sistermon to now gain blocker, so he can block 1 attack coming out of my side of the board. Meanwhile, I'm going to Digivolve in Raising there into another Commandramon, and I've got to really think about how I want to do these attacks. A little bit of thinking time, just because I'm trying to see if there's any way that I can get past all 3 of his security this turn and get that 4th swing, but with my Commandramon and Raising, I think it might be a little tough. I'm thinking about the fact that I only have 1 memory to work with. I can spend the Pride Memory Boost, but I don't want to spend it too early and then he locks me and then he gets his Jesmon up and then I'm basically screwed. Keep in mind as well that for Commandramon, you want to make sure that you always know how many D-Brigade Digimon are in your trash at all times. Those effects are actually really useful, especially once you get to the level 6s, whether it's the old one or the new EX3 one, which allows you to essentially Digivolve for free. After mulling it over, I do decide to spin the Pride Memory Boost, and then immediately I'm going to swing in with the 5000 Commandramon here. He gets a red memory boost, not great for me. It's going to stay on his side of the field. He can use that next turn to gain some memory of his own. And then I'm really not sure if I want to. Yes, I am. Just kidding. I'm going to swing with this Commandramon, of course. And I think this time he's going to actually, use the Sistermon Blanc to block that. Now as I try to close out this turn, I had the fortune, misfortune, to draw a Pride Memory Boost every single turn up until this point of the game, and so I'm just going to play one out again, give him only 1 memory to work with, and try to find another Commandramon, and I do find Big Chungus Commandramon once again. The rest of these cards are going to get trashed, which means I got a couple more D-Brigades in the trash as well, and N-Guy's going to finally push out his Huckmon from Raising. This is where I start to get a little bit antsy because he's got a red memory boost, he's got the From Master to Disciple, and he has the Huckmon that allows him to gain memory whenever he plays a Sistermon. So first he's going to use From Master to Disciple, reduce his Digivolution cost by 1, going to 0, and he's going to get the Bow Huckmon out here. He's going to then spin the red memory boost. Yeah, he's spinning everything right now, so I'm getting really afraid. He's going to go back up to 2, and then he's going to drop the Sistermon Noir, or Sistermon Sail if you guys are playing on the inside, but she allows you to gain a memory. In addition, His Huckmon, like I said before, lets him also gain a memory, so he goes back to 0. His turn continues, and he's going to attack into one of my Commandramon here. Unfortunately, that little fellow was not long for this world, but the Commandramon credo is live fast, die young, and luckily I still got one more left over that is unsuspended, which means he can't attack it. And the guy's going to finish up his turn here by playing a red memory boost so that he can look for those pieces he needs, and he does find a level 5 Saber Huckmon, and he's going to immediately put that into hand. So now I got really scared because next turn I basically just lose the game, I think. Which means I've got to make something happen this turn, and luckily he's only got 2 security left. I've got 2 Digimon. I'm going to push out this one Commandramon and Raising, and luckily there are no more Sistermon blocked, which means he cannot block any of my attacks, so if I can find that third swing somewhere, I'll be okay. We're going to get the first swing off here with the big fat Commandramon. He's going to hit, X-Antibody Jesmon, rip in peace, and then the second one's going to go as well, and another from Master to Disciple. And then luckily I've got the memory to work with. He gave me 3 to finish up the turn, so I can just play out my big boy, Darkdramon. Now normally he's 13 cost to play, but because I have 5 D-Brigade cards in the trash, I can basically reduce his play cost to 3, and then he has Rush, which means he can immediately attack whenever he hits the field, which lets me get that last swing and end the game. If I were to say that there were takeaways from this game, I think there are 2. The first is that if you're playing Commandramon, pray you go first. The second one is if you can see that the Jesmon player is struggling to find their pieces, push damage as fast as possible so that they die before they can actually find and set up their Jesmon, because once they do, it's pretty much curtains for you. Additionally, do me a favor and give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you want to see more stuff like this, do me a favor and don't forget to subscribe. I'll be putting up more match footage videos like this in the very near future. Anyway folks, I'm going to get out of here. Take care.